Beginning, captured by fate. I had always believed life was predictable. Fly the transport shuttles, complete my deliveries, keep my head down, and avoid trouble. My name is Darian Cole, a human pilot working the outer colonies of the Zytherian sector. Trouble, however, has a way of finding you when you least expect it. I learned that lesson the day I crossed paths with Princess Lysera, heir to the Alindra Dominion, a powerful alien empire known for its advanced technology and unyielding rule. I had been delivering medical supplies to a remote outpost near her homeworld when my ship was intercepted by royal patrols. I barely had time to respond before my shuttle was disabled, and I was pulled aboard the Alindran flagship. Lysera was there waiting, not with hostility, but with a calculated, almost serene presence. She was taller than any human woman I'd ever seen, with bioluminescent skin that shimmered in shades of violet and sapphire, eyes like molten gold, and a voice that resonated with authority. "You are Darian Cole," she stated, as if reading my mind. "Human. Pilot. Recently arrived. You will come with me." I didn't do anything wrong," I stammered, trying to mask the terror rising in my chest. Her smile was enigmatic. "Wrong? No. But fate does not always concern itself with wrong or right. You are necessary." I had no choice. On board her flagship, I discovered that being a human in the presence of Alindran royalty was not merely dangerous, it was transformative. Every moment, every glance, every touch of her presence seemed to bend reality around me. At first, I assumed my captivity was temporary. I would be questioned, released, and life would resume. But I was wrong. Lysera had no intention of letting me leave. The unbreakable bond. Days turned into weeks. My quarters were modest but comfortable, though I remained under constant observation. I was not mistreated, yet I was no free man. Lysera's officers monitored my activities, and the princess herself visited often, sometimes to discuss trivial matters, sometimes to observe me silently, and sometimes to speak in ways that seemed almost intimate. "You are unlike the humans I've encountered," she said one evening, her bioluminescent markings pulsing gently. "Strong, resourceful, unpredictable." "I just survive," I replied cautiously, careful not to offend her. "No," she said softly, "you live." Her eyes locked onto mine, and for the first time, I felt something more than fear. "And that is why you are important to me." Our conversations evolved. She shared stories of her world, her people, and her responsibilities as a future ruler. In turn, I told her about human colonies, about the struggles and resilience of my kind. Slowly, a fragile understanding formed. The alien princess who could have ended me with a single command began to become someone I could relate to, even respect. And then came the announcement that changed everything. I was summoned to her private chamber one evening, the doors sealing silently behind me. She was standing near the observation deck, staring at the planet below, her golden eyes glowing brighter than usual. "Darian," she said, her voice carrying an unusual softness. "You're going to be a father." I blinked, processing the words. What? She turned to face me fully, the bioluminescent glow rippling across her skin. "You heard me correctly. The child you carry is my future heir and yours. There will be no negotiation, no debate. You will stay. You will protect me. And you will father this child." The shock left me speechless. My life had gone from routine deliveries to interstellar captivity to impending fatherhood with an alien princess. The implications were staggering. I can't just stay here," I whispered, panic rising. "I'm human. My life, my freedom." She shook her head. "Freedom? You misunderstand. Freedom is not the absence of responsibility. You will learn that duty has its own rewards. And you will remain because your presence is required, not just by me, but by fate. The trials of captivity. I tried, initially, to escape. I planned routes, studied security, and sought weaknesses in the Alindran system. But every attempt was futile. Lysera anticipated my actions before I made them, her mind sharp, her strategy flawless. Each failed attempt only solidified my realization. I could not outrun this destiny. And yet, as time passed, my fear slowly transformed into a complex respect and even affection. Lysera was no tyrant. She was a leader, a protector, and now, inextricably, the mother of my child. I began to understand her world, her burdens, and the pressures that shaped her. We trained together, shared knowledge of our respective cultures, and navigated the delicate political tensions of her empire. Despite being captive, I found purpose. I had become her confidant, her ally, and unexpectedly, her partner. Then came the moment that cemented our bond beyond politics or circumstance. The Alindran Council attempted to remove her from power, fearing a mixed-species heir. The rebellion threatened not only her life, but the future of our child. I stood by her side as we defended the palace, utilizing both human tactics and Alindran strategy. Together, we neutralized the threat. I realized then that our bond was not just personal, it was existential. My survival depended on hers, and hers on mine. After the council was subdued, Lysera approached me privately. Her glow pulsed softly, signaling calm and intimacy. "You are essential," she whispered. "Not just for me, but for our child, and for what we can build together." I looked into her molten gold eyes, and for the first time, fear was replaced with resolve. "Then I will stay. I will protect you. I will father this child. But I need to know I have a place here, beyond duty." "You do," she said simply, her touch firm on my shoulder. "You always did." Facing the future. The following months were a whirlwind of preparation. I learned Alindran customs, parenting expectations, and governance protocols. Lysera guided me patiently and slowly. The AlienPrincess who had once held me as a prisoner became the woman I trusted above all others. Our interactions grew intimate, not merely physically, though that bond existed, but in mind and spirit. We debated, laughed, and shared visions for the future. I discovered the joy of being seen not as a tool, a captive, or a pawn, but as a partner in shaping the next generation. The pregnancy progressed, and I became increasingly protective, not from obligation, but from care. I watched Lysera navigate the complexities of her empire, the jealous nobles, and the ever-present threats with grace and determination. And I realized that the child we carried together represented more than just a new life. It symbolized unity between two species and the promise of a future where cooperation could overcome conflict, ending a family forged by destiny. When the day arrived, the palace was silent except for the quiet hum of Alindran technology. Lysera labored under careful guidance, her strength and composure unwavering. I stood beside her, holding her hand, feeling the weight of responsibility and the depth of connection that had grown between us. And then, as the first cry of our child echoed through the chamber, a perfect blend of human and Alindran essence, I felt an overwhelming sense of wonder. I was a father. The princess who had once refused to release me had now entrusted me with life itself. Lysera looked at me, exhaustion and triumph in her golden eyes. "This is ours," she whispered. "Not because of duty, not because of command, but because we chose to face this together." I nodded, tears stinging my eyes. "We'll protect them. We'll protect each other. And we'll build a life worth living." In that moment, I understood the truth. I had been captive, but now I was free in a way I had never imagined. Freedom was not absence, it was the ability to choose, to protect, and to love. And together, we would forge a family, a future, and a legacy that neither humans nor Alindrans could have predicted. The alien princess had held me captive, yes, but she had also called me to a purpose greater than myself. And in answering, I found love, responsibility, and the extraordinary path of a father to a child of two worlds. I would never be released, not because I was forced, but because I never wanted to leave. Together, we were unstoppable. Together, we were a family,